In this next lesson, we're going to work with these shape tools. I'm going to go File, New, and we'll call this Shapes Intro. I'll simply choose 500 by 500 8-bit, and we'll make it RGB color, and we'll make the background white, and we'll click OK. Now right now at the moment I have blue as a foreground and green as a background. This is going to come in handy, and I'm going to work with what's called the shape tools. These are the shape tools. These are the basic shapes. You can use any one of them. See, if I were to choose the line tool, this appears at the top of my taskbar, and the thickness, I can control the thickness of my line in pixels. But if I choose this one, I get some special shapes, such as a heart, or a scissor, or a thumbtack, or a little paw print. If I click and drag, there you go, it actually makes a shape. Now, there's 3 methods that you can use to making a shape. The first method is fill pixels. This requires a new layer almost all the time. Reason being is you may not want to combine these pixels with your present layer. So you might want to think about creating a new layer when you're using this option. This one is paths. A path is simply a point-to-point line. Now you could have a circle path, a square path. A path is when you start and finish at the same point. Now a path, if I click and drag, doesn't have a fill, but with the direct select tool gives me the ability to manipulate the path like so, and I can change my artwork, and I can select this and delete it. Now notice that my taskbar changed. That's because I'm on a different tool. If I jump back on this tool, you'll simply see that we're back to where we started. Now this one is a little bit different, and in order to use this one I have to show my layers. And this one is called shape layers. Now if I decide to drag out, it creates a path and a fill. Now essentially there's a stencil that's here, or a mask. The gray area is hiding the green fill. See, whether we know it or not, this entire canvas is filled with green. And you're probably asking, well, how come we don't see it? Well, that's because whatever's white in this stencil reveals green, which is the paw print, and whatever's gray on the outside is hiding that green. See, if I were to actually disable that vector mask, you see that the whole entire fill is there. I can enable. See the difference? So this is filled entirely with green. Now, often enough, we want to do what's called rasterize, which means turn this into an ordinary layer. And to do that, we can go to Layer, Rasterize, Shape, and it transforms to an ordinary layer. It's not as smooth, and we can't adjust it like we could before. Let me just undo that and show you. Here we are. As you see, there's paths here. And by using the direct select tool, we can manipulate the path and the fill simultaneously. Now, if I were to rasterize this, I'm out of luck. I really can't adjust the shape anymore. It's set in stone. We have other shape tools such as ellipse and polygon, and as you see, each time that I drag out a shape, a new layer is created. I can drag out a shape, and it says number of sides. I can say 10. So I can drag out 10 sides now, just like that. Now we can control the stacking order of our shapes as well. Create a new shape layer, add to shape area. If I were to choose this, I can actually add to shape area. See, and it's adding to the present shape. It's not making new ones as I go. See, if I click and drag, it makes a new shape layer. But if I choose this, I can add to that area. You see, and now it's added to the present layer. And this one, this is subtract from shape area. If I click and drag, it subtracts from that shape area. See, I'll cut out a piece of green. And we also have intersect. We can intersect shape areas. And last but not least, exclude overlapping. There we go. Anything that's overlapped is excluded. And you see I'm still on this layer. Typically, if I click and drag with this option, it makes a new one. I can apply a style to any of these shape layers. Style is a special effect to that particular layer, such as that one. And here's the styles I can choose from this little drop down menu, this little arrow. Pretty neat. And using this option, the shape layers option, and choosing the pen tool, you can actually click to make a point and then click pull down. I'm moving downward with the mouse, then let go, and then click again and pull to the left, and finally go back to the beginning point. And you'll notice that next to my pen tool there's a little circle. That little circle right now is indicating that I'm closing this path off, and if I give it a click, it's now closed. Now the advantage is I can turn around and decide to stretch all this good stuff and reshape it, just like that. And this one right here is a free form tool, and as I click and drag, you see that I can make some very freehand style shapes just like that. And I can still have the ability to manipulate the points. And again, by rasterization is the process of converting vector artwork, which consists of paths. This is all vector artwork, that's why it looks a lot smoother right now, which are all paths. And again, a path starts at one point and goes back to that original point and closes that path off. Like this is a path, this is a path, and this is a path. As long as they're closed, it's a path. In the next lesson, we're going to cover the pen tools.